How is it going? And so I'm ready for a new. I'm tired of this storyline, and I think I'm going to have to be the one to change it. Listening to somebody, and I just heard this guy say how they were pitting black women against black men and starting a gender war. They. Let me tell you something. I'm not crazy to the fact that people can be under mind control. Let me make that clear because a lot of people, the fact that you continue to get stuck in a time loop means you're under mind control. Okay, I'm not ignorant to the fact that people can be under mind control because the only way they can pit a person against each other is that you are mind controllable. So maybe black people need to stop being so mind controllable because as long as they're mind controllable, things are never going to end. But this is what I want to say. I was looking at this video and commercial was kind of played, right? Like, well, the introduction to the video was played. And so in the introduction, it was a black male's voice that was narrating, talking about how they pitted black women against black men or black men against black women, black people against each other and started a gender war. So now he's talking about how the government did it. The government did it. And see, this is my thing is that I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this story because true enough, black women and black men had their issues, right? But to me, it didn't really go public like that until YouTube. I get that you had the rap songs with NWA and all those disrespectful songs called black women itches and O's, while black men complain about how black women were taking welfare and putting the black men out the house. Well, black men made a bunch of rap music that destroyed the doggone black community. But see, what keeps happening with black men is that, well, who own the record labels? They never take responsibility for anything they do. But then when they put stuff on black women for what the black women did. And don't get me wrong, the black women had a hand in the fall of the community too, right? But the black men are supposed to be the leaders. Allegedly, they're supposed to be the leaders. So you should never blame women on your downfall. You should always figure out a way to pick it up. And what I saw on YouTube, I didn't start watching YouTube until like 2010. Now, I didn't hear of Tommy Sotomayor until like 2014, 2015. And I think he's been on YouTube since about 2007 or 2008, something like that. He's been on YouTube. I didn't hear about him until like 2014, 2015. Because a lot of people weren't really watching YouTube like that. And he would make video after video after video, not only he would bash black women, but he would also, it was almost like opening the doors wide open for black women to be harmed. Okay? And he did this for many, many years. I don't know, he could be still doing it now, but he did this for many, many, many years. And I remember when I started seeing him, I would warn people, especially women who had these sons. I said, you got to be careful with this Tommy Sotomayor because he's going to hurt the younger generations. I see, look, I'm older. At the time, at the time, I might have been I was in my late 30s at the time. I said, so I'm grown, so he don't hurt my feelings because I don't have to watch him. I'm not interested in being in any relationships. They don't hurt my feelings, but they're going to hurt the younger generation. This is going to ruin the younger generation, especially the boys, because the boys already don't have a father. See, the girls are going to have their feelings hurt. See, the girls, they're going to have their feelings hurt. Oh, the boys don't want me. They don't want me, and they don't choose me, and they don't like the dark skin. Yeah, they're going to have their feelings hurt. But the boys are in trouble because they're going to lose. I didn't know how to say it at the time, but I remember saying that the boys are going to turn against the girls because they already do not have a father figure. They already don't have a father figure. And then you have them watching somebody like a Tommy Sotomayor that gets a lot of attention of these young males. Tommy Sotomayor got so much attention that you had white people, you had some white men online talking about how this guy's a cancer in the community. That's just how much attention he got. He was real bad. And then after that, you had the Kevin Samuels that just made, I'm about to say, he made Tommy Sotomayor look like nothing, but I don't think so. Tommy Sotomayor was pretty bad. I think um, I think Kevin Samuel was pushed more by the machine than Tommy Sotomayor, but I think Tommy Sotomayor was pretty bad. He was pretty bad. Pretty bad. And so you had so many black women and black men who were okay with that. Okay? You did have a lot of black women that were okay with it because they didn't have to call into Kevin Samuel's show to try to get relationship advice. You had a lot of black women calling into Kevin Samuel's show trying to get relationship advice. Why would they need relationship advice for somebody to say that you're average at best? Talk about the way you look, okay? And say you average at best. And he doesn't have, what credentials did he show these black women to prove that he is an expert when it comes to relationships? Nothing. These black women would witness this and they would still be calling in. And then you had a lot of black men who liked the content of watching black women get dogged out. Okay? And you had a lot of white people that enjoyed watching black women get dogged out. Okay? Now everybody mad at Candace Owens for what she said about black people, but nobody was upset though. When you had all these men online dogging out black women, it wasn't a problem. Now you get a Candace Owens and these other guys that get online with these big platforms, and they just dog out black people as a whole. And they like, oh, she a coon. Well, you had, what, Kevin Samuels wasn't a coon? Tommy Sotomayor wasn't a coon? You know. So anyway, but I'm just tired of, I'm really tired of the black community. I'm really tired of the excuses of saying that was the government did it. I get that Tommy Sotomayor might have been an agent. I get that Kevin Samuels was an agent. But the problem is that they got a lot of support from the black community. I believe, didn't Kevin Samuels, I haven't watched BET in a long time. Didn't Kevin Samuels get something at the BET Awards? I'm sure black women were behind supporting that too. Black women were a part of supporting Kevin Samuels getting an award at BET. I don't know if it was a Lifetime Achievement Award or what. I don't know what kind of award, but he got an award. I think he got a humanitarian award. I don't know what kind of, it can't be Lifetime Achievement. Because you have to be in the game for a while. I don't think it was a Lifetime Achievement Award. You have to be at least 20 years or more in entertainment. But I don't know if he got a humanitarian award, but he got an award at BET, and everybody was happy about that. So the black people continue to go along with this. Black women and black men continue to go along with all this, regardless of what they did or the government they did. But you don't have to keep going along with it. And black people refuse to see it that way. Black people refuse to take accountability for their part. They go along with it. They support these people, and then they turn around and say, well, the government did it. Well, the government is never going to stop. The government is never going to stop what they're doing. So that means you have to decide that you're not going to support it, because they're not going to stop. Same thing with the violence in the doggone black neighborhoods and all of that stuff, where the government is the one to put the guns in the neighborhood. Well, but if you are a black person and you are a black mother, a black father that have your kids up in this neighborhood, they are putting your lives in danger. The government's, their lives are not in danger. Your lives are in danger. So it's up to you to say enough is enough. And I don't think in my lifetime have I ever seen black people love to protest when a black man specifically is killed by a white cop or a white person. But they would not one time have I seen in my lifetime black people, not on a large scale. Now you might have had, see, the thing is they don't put this type of stuff on mainstream media. But I've been around some hoods and black people don't protest black men killing each other, black men killing kids in the hood and gang violence. Black people just have not protested that. I have not seen that in my lifetime. You might have certain neighborhoods where people try to go out to keep peace on the streets. So you have certain neighborhoods where you have people, but I'm telling you, that's few in number. Somebody tried to show that on their YouTube channel years ago. I think about 10 years ago. She tried to show that on her YouTube channel talking about, see, they saying that people don't try to do nothing in their neighborhood. She showed about maybe 10 or 20 people in their neighborhood trying to do something in their neighborhood. Yeah, but see, that's a problem. You have a whole black collective that is not on one accord when it comes to this. You have a whole black collective that's not on one accord. They're not unified when it comes to this. So 10 people trying to get out in the street is not going to do nothing. And that's why I don't even like the question when they say, what are you doing for the black community? Don't do anything. Don't do anything until black people collectively decide they want to change. Don't do anything. You're not going to see progress. Don't do anything. You can do something for a black person if you feel led to do something for a black person. Don't do anything for the black community until they are the ones that their minds have to be awakened. They're the ones that need to have a change of heart, because the government is not going to stop what they're doing. The CIA is not going to stop what they're doing. Racist white supremacy, they are not going to stop what they're doing. So if you continue to blame them for everything that keeps happening with black people, the decisions that black people continue to make, and people continue to blame the government, CIA, racism, white supremacy. Well, leave black folks alone. Don't do anything for them. Let them go on ahead and perish. Let them completely be gone. And we already seen the predicted programming that black people are gone. We saw what this is. THX in 1138. It's a movie by George Lucas. THX something. I don't know if I'm getting it right, but I think it's called THX 1138. That's a movie by George Lucas. And they showed about all these white people and how everything was run by AI or whatever, and there was just no black people. We constantly see that there's no black people in these predictive programmers that's supposed to be predicting the future. One thing we don't see is black folks. I would like to say a ship came and got black folks. I think a ship might have come and got the remnant that's ready to go, and the rest of the black people just perish. Just go to let them perish. Don't do anything for the black people. Don't do anything for them. Because the stuff with Thomas Sotomayor and Kevin Samuels, you get this guy in his narration talking about how they pitted black women and black men against each other because they were afraid of unity. They. Like, you need to take accountability. You need to take responsibility. Even if Thomas Sotomayor got online and said terrible things about black women every single day he had a chance, that doesn't mean black people had to support him. Because here's my thing. Even if black men supported Thomas Sotomayor, black women should not have supported him. There were a lot of black women who supported Thomas Sotomayor. There were a lot of black women who supported Kevin Samuels. So let it go. Don't do anything for the black community. I remember saying that this is going to hurt the younger generations. This type of hate right here, this rhetoric right here is going to hate the generation. That's going to hurt the younger generations. And then shortly after that, black men, after Thomas Sotomayor, black men publicly, because they already didn't like black women, but they publicly started disrespecting black women like it was nothing at all. After this thing with Thomas Sotomayor, then you had all kind of rappers and R&B singers just completely disrespecting black women, dark-skinned black women or whatever, just disrespecting black women. Okay? But yeah, like my thing is, you keep talking about what the government and CIA did, but black people don't have to keep going along with this. Just because you play an agent, just because you have an agent that's planning in your community does not mean you have to go with everything that agent does. Just let that agent be by themselves. You got to let the agent know that you're not dumb enough to keep falling for their shenanigans, okay? And black people refuse to do that. They hate truth. And so of course the government can continue to come in and mess with them, because the black people hate truth. When you try to tell them the truth, they hate it. Look at how black people are acting when it comes to Umar Johnson. Come on, this school was supposed to be, he talked about this school since when? Since 2010? He put out a Facebook post about this school, saying it was supposed to be done by 2013 or something. Here it is, 2026. And you still have quite a few black people, and most of his supporters are black women. Most of his supporters are black women who still giving him money. Black single mothers. Okay? Black single mothers that talk about how they struggling with their child, but they're going to give money to a man that haven't produced anything. Okay, so don't do anything for black people. Because like I say, why continue to get mad at people like Umar Johnson, people like Tommy Sotomayor, Kevin Samuels, or whoever, or other scammers in the black community like Brother Polite, whoever, whatever scammers there are. But you have a black community that continues to go with it. And even when you show them proof of what the truth is, they get angry at you for showing them the truth. They hate the truth. One thing I saw about black people is they hate the truth. They do not want to be free. They do not want to be free. And see, as much as you can talk about mind control, is because I know I do believe there is mind control. I know that for a fact because people are using the mind of the beast. Their thoughts are not their own. You should never be stuck in a time loop. That don't make no sense. That means you're inside of a computer. You're inside of the beast. You're using the mind of the beast. We are. But you have to realize it was a time when black people weren't that low. So what happened to make them get that low? There was a time when they had a decision to make and they made the wrong decision. And so now here they are. So no, do not. Okay. But anyway, that is it. And I will talk later.